Hello everyone. Now let's explore something fascinating. What happens inside the brain when a person lies? Because deception is not just about creating a false story, it's about managing a conflict between truth and fabrication at the same time. When someone is telling the truth, the brain is in a relatively relaxed state. It simply retrieves information from memory and communicates it. There's no internal resistance, but when someone lies, a kind of mental tug of war begins. On one side, you have the truth, the actual memory of what really happened. This information already exists in the brain, clear and accessible. On the other side, you have the lie, a constructed version of a reality that the person is trying to present instead. The challenge is that the brain cannot just delete the truth, it has to actively suppress it. So now, the brain is doing two opposing things at once, holding on to the real memory, blocking it from being revealed, while simultaneously presenting a false version. This creates internal tension, a conflict that requires constant control. And here's where it gets interesting. The brain isn't perfect at managing this conflict. Every time the person speaks, there's a risk that the truth might slip through, even in small ways. This is what we call leakage. Leakage doesn't always mean someone blurts out the truth. It's often much more subtle. It could be a brief hesitation, a slight contradiction, or a word choice that doesn't fully align with the story. Sometimes a person might correct themselves mid sentence, almost like the truth tried to surface for a split second. You may also notice something called fragmented storytelling. When someone is lying, their story might feel less connected or slightly disjointed. That's because they are not recalling a real sequence of events, they are building it as they go, while keeping the truth suppressed in the background. Another important aspect is emotional mismatch. The brain is juggling both the real experience and the fake one, and sometimes the emotional tone doesn't fully match the story being told. For example, someone might describe a serious situation with a strangely neutral tone, or a casual situation with unnecessary tension. Now, here's the key insight. The more complex the lie, the stronger this internal conflict becomes. And the stronger the conflict, the harder it is to maintain consistency across words, tone, and behavior. But remember, this conflict is not always visible on the surface. Some people are better at managing it than others. With practice, liars can reduce obvious signs, but completely eliminating this internal struggle is extremely difficult. So, instead of looking for dramatic signs, you start looking for subtle inconsistencies, moments where things don't fully align, because those moments are often where the truth is trying to break through. As you continue, keep this in mind. Every lie carries tension, and your goal is not to force the truth out, but to recognize where the brain is working just a little bit too hard to keep it hidden.